Today on Look What Jess Found, I probably found the most interesting scent that I've ever seen in my life. And I did several videos on it already. I did the original video where I found it in the coin roll hunt video. Then I did a short, like I do with all special pennies that I find. And then I did a deep dive into it. But the camera only has a certain amount of power to look at anything. So I said, let me take some pictures because the video camera only has a certain amount of power. The camera that takes photos is a little bit sharper, I believe. So what we're going to look at today is the pictures that I took of the three interesting aspects of this 1976 copper penny. And I could already tell by looking. I know that my picture is up at the top, so you might not be able to see the little thumbnails. But I'm going to click the top one that's probably behind my picture right now. But the more interesting ones are, I believe, outside of the picture frame in the corner. So let's start with this one. This was the first one, and we're going in the order of that I took them. So on the front, the obverse of the penny is a drop of resin. The drop of resin appears to have been placed either at the mint or not so long afterwards, because as you can see underneath the drop of resin, I'm calling it resin because that's what I think it is. I think it's resin. You can see the original color of the copper penny. Brand new. Looks like it was just made yesterday under there, like a window, like a time capsule. In this picture you really can't see it, and I think I could, yeah, see that. This is why I wanted to do the photo, because I could do stuff like this. In this picture you cannot see very well, but there is, under the resin, there is there's a stamp. Something is punched under the resin there. You can't see it that good in this picture. Thusly, we are going to go to the next picture. You can start to see it a little bit here, because what happened was when I was taking the pictures with the camera, I was looking for the best angle, and it progressively got better. But here, you can start to see something there. Now, in the videos that I've done so far, first of all, I haven't watched the videos. I just made them, and so I haven't watched them. So I can't. In the video, maybe if it was on the screen, maybe I would start to be able to recognize what it is. But I'm doing this with you, my audience, so we experience together it for the first time. I think through a better medium, which is the photo. Okay, so here you can start to see a little bit of what's underneath the resin. Here you can see it a little bit better. And let me see which picture this is. This is number 3. Okay, so on the it says number 9 up on the in the folder. So let's look now. You can see the image is getting clearer. Now, just from this picture alone, what does that look like? If you look at this, if you look at the size of it, it looks like a mint mark. It looks like the D, and there is a 1976 D. Okay, let's look at the next picture. See if it gets any clearer. Little clearer here. Looks like a D. Let's look at the next one. About the same. How about the next one? Let me see. Which one are we up to? I don't know if this is the last one or not. This might be the last one. So this is the best I could get. You know, obviously if I mess around with the contrast, it will bring the shape a little bit, maybe a little clearer. But this is super duper wild and unbelievable. And maybe someone out there knows what it is. It's something punched next to the date with a drop of resin on it that appears, it's very purposeful. There's no way that that drop of resin accidentally, it would be a quadrillion to one. So that drop of resin was placed over that stamp, either at the mint or very, very soon thereafter. Now what's on the back is equally as bananas. There appears to be two other marks on the reverse. What is that? What is that? And I don't know if they're, I think they're the same. I think whatever this mark is the same as this mark. This one you can see the top a little bit better. And they're oval shapes. Maybe this, one of these I will screw around with, and I will use the contrast just to bring that shape out if we need to. All right, there's two. Oh. I think there are three more after this. This is it turned upside down. Again. I think the next one is the last one. Yes. So which one is the best? I'm between this one. All right, so let's, hopefully I don't screw this up. I've never done this before. Now I know if you go too far in, you will lose resolution. So I don't want to go too far. What I want to do is make contrast to this image. Hey, we could even, let's rotate it to where I think it should be. It would be great if someone goes, I know what that is. That would be, that would make my day. Right? So we want to really, I want to highlight it. I'm going to, so here obviously is the Lincoln Memorial. And then there's this stamp around it. And I said, I think they're both the same stamp. The one on the top, you can see the top part better than here. So you could look at the other videos if you want to see that. All right. So I think that's the best I could do with this. Um, and how does this relate to the little punch mark on the front? And why next to the date? Why a little letter next to the date like that? And with these marks on the back. These marks are very small, right? And if you think about the size of the little Lincoln on the back of the Lincoln Memorial, it's very tiny. So either this is a strike through, something that landed on, well, I don't get it. Something that landed on the back and then it came off and somebody punched a letter and then put a piece of resin on it. The whole thing doesn't make sense. What I'm leaning towards, and I hope I'm wrong because it's much less valuable than something else, is that these are like jeweler's marks. But the resin part over the letter near the date, that's the part that I'm almost positive that they're related to each other because it doesn't make sense otherwise. That would be even more bizarre that there's these marks on the back and then there's this mark with a piece of resin over the front that doesn't make any sense. That I would rule out. So like somebody just maybe someone had a penny while they were doing their jewelry. And there's little, like when you do silver jewelry, you put the maker's marks on it. Um, Most specifically, well, European jewelry and Mexican jewelry. When they have maker's marks and little letters that has to do with the person who's making it, and sometimes there's the Mexican or Native American one, the the Zuni, um, the Zuni Native American Mexican, their stamps are kind of like this, where they're like little pictures that have to do with the maker, and but then they put the little letter near the date, and they would have to take a little pin with a little drop of resin and go like that on top of it to preserve it for eternity. That is the closest story I can get to for what this is, unless someone says that they know what that is, leaves a link, or a description that can be found, where I could side by side compare that image with the other image that the person knows. But the closest thing I have is the Native American silver jewelry maker, and they had a penny on their desk, and they were practicing their jewelry maker's mark. And then they did the little one, and for some reason, maybe they thought it was cute, they put the little letter one next to the date with a little drop of resin. That's the closest theory I can come with. The theory I want it to be is that this is a 1 in a billion penny, where the maker of the die, someone at the mint, made this at the mint, and somehow it got back into circulation and ended up in my hand, and it's a super valuable rare scent. That's the story I want to believe, but I don't think that's it. I think it's much more likely to be jewelry stamps, and the person went ding ding with the jewelry stamps that go on the ring, or the pendant. They do it also on pendants. And then they went on the other side, and they had a little letter that they also use, because they use multiple maker stamps, and some of them are little letters, or excuse me, little letters or symbols or shapes, and that they just thought it was cool to put it next to the date, and then they took a drop of resin and put it over it to preserve it, like a piece of jewelry almost, for all time. That's what I think is most likely this is. Hopefully somebody says something otherwise. But I will, conspiracy theorists unite, and leave the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless. Please click like and subscribe.